Good morning. Thank you for joining. We'll get started in just a moment as we clear the waiting room. As you are entering from the waiting room, please do remain on mute unless or until you are providing testimony before the board. And we will give just another moment to clear the waiting room. Good morning. This is a hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. Today's hearing is being held pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the City of Boston's website. Before I review procedural matters, I will introduce Chairwoman of the Board, Kathleen Joyce.
Good morning. My name is Kathleen Joyce. I'm Chair of the Boston Licensing Board. Today, I'm pleased to be joined by Commissioner Liam Curran and Commissioner Kiana Saxon.
Thank you very much. Please ensure that your audio and visuals are working properly if you will be providing testimony this morning. I will call each item in the order that it appears on this morning's agenda. I will then ask who is present on behalf of the licensee, who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department, and whether there are any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident. I will then swear in all parties. After that, the police report will be read into the record, and the licensee or the representative will have the opportunity to make a brief statement, followed by questions by the chair and commissioners. All testimony will be limited only to those individuals with firsthand personal knowledge of the alleged incident. And just one housekeeping matter at the start of this morning's hearing. Item number 3, K&K Restaurant Group, Inc., doing business as Estella, will not be heard this morning. It will be continued to the next hearing date 2 weeks from today, November 18th, due to the unavailability of the licensee to attend this morning. So again, we will not be hearing item number 3 this morning. Calling item number 1, K&G Entertainment LLC, doing business as Sidebar, located at 14 to 16 Bromfield Street. Date of the incident, May 9th, 2025. Assault and battery, employee on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A. Who's present on behalf of the licensee? Is anybody with us this morning on behalf of Sidebar? We will contact the licensee and take a second call. Calling item number 2, Razorbacks Lessee LLC, doing business as W Boston, located at 100 Stewart Street. Date of the incident, August 23rd, 2025. Assault and battery, patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, Chapter 265, Section 13A. Who's present on behalf of the licensee?
Tyler Hensler here, and joining me is Mohammed Jalla, the security manager for the W Hotel.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Jalla. Is it possible to turn your camera on? We cannot see you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department? Yep. Officer Horan, you're here on this matter, correct? Okay, great. You're on mute currently. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify this morning? Can you all please raise your right hand?
Mohammed, raise your right hand.
Yeah.
And Officer Horn, if you could please raise your right hand as well. It looks like your screen may have frozen. Officer Horn, are you there? Are you with us? Oh, he's rejoining from the waiting room. I think there was a technical glitch. One moment. There we go. Officer Horn, if you could please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Great. And Mr. Jalla?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Officer Horn, if you could please read the report into the record for the board.
Sure. About 12 a.m. on Saturday, August 23rd, 2025, Officer M. Horn and Officer Vincent Lopiori responded to a radio call for an assault report at 100 Stewart Street in downtown Boston, the Hotel W. Also on scene was Sergeant Detective Jefferson. Upon arrival, officers spoke with the victim, Angela Williams, who stated she was at the bar, at the Hotel W when she was assaulted by another patron of the bar. Williams stated while at the bar, two females approached her and physically bumped into her. Williams stated one of the females continued to bump into her and say, "I will bump you," despite Williams asking her to stop. Williams stated the situation escalated and one of the females grabbed Williams by the hair and threw her to the ground. Williams stated that after being thrown to the ground, both females fled the scene. Williams nor the security were aware of the direction of flight of the females. Security at the bar was able to provide officers with an American Express bank card that was left at the bar by one of the female suspects. The name on the card was Charlotte G. Williams stated her neck hurt, but she denied EMS and showed no signs of visible injuries. Sergeant Detective Nina Jefferson completed a code 35 for the Hotel W.
Thank you very much. And I do not see Sergeant Detective Gallagher with us. I would just note for the board, there's an additional report from Sergeant Detective Gallagher recounting his attempts to serve the licensee about this incident and the refusal of the manager on duty to sign the hearing notice. With that, Attorney Hensler, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Absolutely. Good morning, Officer Horn. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Just a couple quick questions. Did the licensee call the police that evening?
I do not have on record who called the police. I just have my report in front of me.
Okay, that's fine. And when the police got on scene that night, following this incident, were the staff and security cooperative?
Yes.
Thank you. That's all I have. I have some questions for Mohammed now. Mohammed, can you just please state your full name for everyone?
Yes. My name is Mohammed Jalal.
Okay. And what is your position at the hotel?
I'm the head of security, director of security for W Boston.
Okay. And following the incident that occurred on August 23rd of this year, did you conduct an investigation as to what went on?
Yes.
Okay. As part of that investigation, did you review the video footage from the bar area?
Yes, I did.
Okay. In that video, you could see the two women went up to the bar and stood right next to the victim, Angela Williams, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And the two women, ordered drinks. Then what happened?
You can clearly see on the video, the two women bumped into Miss Williams. At that time, she seems to be taking a selfie. She bumped into them a couple of times. And then the women talked to one of our bartenders and explained that Miss Angela Williams was bumping into them. And our bartenders, who's Randy, kind of, talk to them, be like, hey, step aside from each other. Yes, that's what happened.
So it seems like they bumped into each other.
Mm-hmm.
They spoke to each other, and the bartender kind of diffused the situation.
Yes.
Then what happened after that?
Bartender diffused the situation, and then a moment later, one of the ladies came back and pulled Miss Williams by the hair. She fell down, and immediately the bartender rushed to her side, called hotel security, and one of my hotel security was there, stepped in to help her. Miss Williams, she was lying down, and they helped her up. Despite the statement, one of the ladies, she stayed to help Miss Williams, the friend of the lady who pulled her hair. She actually stayed there. She didn't go. Her name is Miss Desai. She did stay to help Miss Williams, and we called the whole bar staff, the managers. And then one of my officers tried to apprehend the other lady and kind of walk outside, but she fled the scene. And our instruction is for our officers not to pursue, just call Boston Police. We did call Boston Police, We made a first call the first time. There was no officer, and then we placed another second call for Boston Police to be on scene.
Okay, let me back up for a little bit. How much time passed between when the bartender spoke to these two after they had bumped into each other and spoken, and when the woman pulled Angela Williams out of her chair by her hair? It
was minutes away, approximately pretty much the same moment when that happened. I have to check again, but it was barely few minutes when the
Okay,
bartender
so-
came in and talked to them. It didn't seem aggressive at all when the bartender came and spoke to the ladies. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Usually they'll have to report to us, but they were fine. They move away from each other because Miss Williams never complained. The other two ladies that pushed Miss Williams, they complained to our bartender saying Miss Williams was bumping into them. And you can
Okay.
clearly see on the camera them talking to our bartender saying, hey, this lady keep bumping into us. You can clearly see that on camera.
Okay. But were there any signs that you saw in the video or when speaking to the bartender or bar staff, any signs that this woman was about to physically attack Angela Williams?
Absolutely not. It was something just spontaneous, out of the ordinary. Absolutely not. Nothing indicated otherwise. Usually they will have to report anything, any form of complaint, anything that we think is going to escalate. They will have to absolutely report that to us. And according to the bartender, it was fine. Everything seemed fine. It was just out of the ordinary. So that's why I didn't report.
Okay, and then you said that security and staff rushed over to help Angela Williams right after the
Yes.
incident when she was on the
Mhm.
ground to see if she's
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah.
while the bartender immediately went to go get security.
Yes.
And that's
Because
that's visible on the video footage.
it's visible on video. One of the officers, Chad Doster, went straight to Miss Williams while she was on the floor, helped her up, and then two other security managers came in, and the bar manager came in talking to Miss Williams. Again, one of the other ladies, she didn't go, she didn't run, she stayed to apologize. She was apologizing to Miss Williams the whole time. I'm sorry for what my friend did. She kept apologizing to Miss Williams, and Miss Williams like, you know what? I don't want to talk to you. So that's when my team removed the lady saying, hey, you need to step away from her. And then we offered medical assistance. We offered everything. She said she was fine, and she stayed at the bar for a while.
Right. And sometime during that response, the police were called.
Yes, we called the police. We called them the first time, and after it took a while, I have the record of it, and then we called again. We called for the second time. And then when they came through the main entrance, and then we walked Boston Police to Miss Williams at the gallery entrance.
Okay. And one last question.
Yeah.
From your review of, the video and talking to staff, did any of the parties involved have a lot of alcohol that night?
No, not at all. Not at all. We checked the bill. It was just like one, not at all. They didn't have no alcohol. In fact, the ladies that came in, they were trying to go to the club next door. They came back in, but no, just one drink each. So none of them seemed intoxicated, and there was no over-serving or anything like that. Just one drink.
Okay. That's all I have, Mohammed. Thank you. And
Thank you.
You can mute your mic for now. Madam Chair, members of the board, what happened at the W Hotel on August 23rd, 2025, was not a foreseeable incident. This is not a situation where the licensee missed clear signs of impending altercation, like yelling and pushing and fighting or aggressive behavior. You can see from the video provided to the board last week, as well as from Mr. Jalah's testimony here today, that while there was some shoulder rubbing at a crowded bar, this assault, was not foreseeable. And even there was a period of several minutes between when the bartender spoke to these parties and when the assault actually happened, where it seemingly diffused. So once the assault happened, though, the actions of the hotel, the reaction of the hotel to this incident was swift and responsive. The bar staff immediately ran, got security, and other members of the staff helped the victim. When the perpetrator hustled out of the premises, they took the time to question the other woman. They also called the police immediately following the event and called a second time to make sure the police were on their way. As Secretary Green mentioned, I understand that in the follow-up in the events of this night, the licensee refused to accept physical delivery of the violation notice for this matter, and this was due to confusion in the reporting chain. The non-acceptance of these notices was a training and communication gap with the hotel staff and was not any sort of intentional defiance. The hotel staff members involved were confused because they, not being managers, did not think that they were authorized to accept delivery of what they thought was a court summons or subpoena. Therefore, the hotel would like to extend its sincerest apologies to the licensing board and the Boston Police Department. The W Hotel mandates that all employees cooperate with the Boston Police and licensing board personnel at all times. They take this very seriously and have taken swift measures to address the root cause. The following corrective actions were taken immediately upon learning of this situation. The security manager, Mohammed Jalal, who you just heard from, issued a written directive to all managers and departments and a change of policy, which reinforces the need to accept any documents from the police or licensing board upon arrival. They've also created a single point of contact and security for services of notice during all shifts with backup coverage after hours that will be available at all times and known to all staff. And they've implemented a service log with time, recipient name, and handoff to security, so there's a clear chain of custody for all notices that come in. The staff and security, to the hotel want to extend its sincerest apologies and demonstrate to the board that they've taken steps to make sure that this does not happen again. With that, we're happy to take any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll see if there are any questions from the board at this time. Chairwoman Joyce.
Thank you, Attorney. Thank you, Mr. Jallo, for joining us. I don't have any questions about the underlying incident. I do want to comment on the record about the refusal to sign. As I understand, I did speak to the general manager of the W last week, who was aware of the incident and did tell me that he retrained the staff. I would like for someone to send us in writing the notice that was sent to staff retraining them, and so that we can keep that on your docket. I understand with corporate these things happen, but they can't happen anymore. Boston Police need to be able to work with your staff, and your staff need to be able to understand that they have to respect that process. So I'd like to keep that on the record. With that, I have no questions. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon?
Yeah, thank you very much. Tyler, will you be kind
Mohammed,
enough to please
Mohammed,
send
hold on. The board is still asking questions. Can you please mute?
Yeah.
Thank you. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon, any questions?
Not a question, just more of a comment. So thank you. First of all, thank you for the video. It's very clear. Thank you for the explanation. I feel the need to say that, I can only speak for myself, and as of this moment, I haven't deliberated yet. And so that's a collaborative process, as you know, but I'm going to disclose that where I'm at the moment is I don't see a violation happen very quickly and all that, right? But I do want to take issue, and I just want to kind of advise you that I don't think this was a no warning. I think there was a bit of a warning here, and it might be a teachable moment, a learning moment, a chance for training. There was somewhat of a warning here, maybe not to anticipate, this violent physical assault, but I would just say that I don't know if you're trying to minimize it or whatever, but don't completely ignore this as something happened here, but maybe it doesn't rise to the level. Maybe it's excusable. I personally feel I'm at that level of it, but I'm I have a hesitancy about hearing that there was nothing here. I think there was something here. The bartender was consulted, and so maybe just I don't like to hear that you feel it's a zero kind of, less than 50%, not the most obvious signs, but there were some signs here, and maybe you guys should have a discussion about that internally, about training and de-escalation, and if someone's complaining about being bumped into, maybe just a little more vigilance. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Yeah, I echo the other commissioners' statements, and also I would add that there was a little bit of time after the victim was on the ground, that the assailant could have been detained. So all of this is in, rosy 2020 vision, but there was some time. So just to make sure that, I mean, there was very clear on who did it because of the previous incident. So just to work harder to make sure that the assailants are detained.
Thank you. I not to interrupt, but I would be remiss if I failed to mention that de-escalation training, they did partake. They made all staff of the bar area take de-escalation training following this incident. And I can provide the board with the log showing that they did that. But they did take de-escalation training. They took this, while to Commissioner Curran's point, they did not take this lightly. They know that something happened. There were some signs. They did not know that not a lot of signs that it was going to escalate to that level of violence, but they were aware that the bartender had an opportunity to maybe split these people up with a little more authority, and which might have prevented this from happening. So they did take measures following that, and I forgot to mention that. And also, I have the updated security policy here, which I can send to the board immediately following this hearing.
Thank you. Are there any further questions? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
thank you, Attorney Hensel. That's good to hear. That's right on point. Thank you.
Any further questions from the board? Great. Attorney Hensler, if you could, as requested, forward the revised notice that was sent from the management to staff regarding acceptance of service from police or licensing board personnel, as well as the de-escalation training logs and the new security manual. We can have those on file for the licensee.
I will. Thank you.
The board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you. As stated at the top of the hearing, item number 3 has been continued to our next hearing on November 18th. Calling item number 4, KPC Inc. doing business as Murphy's Law, located at 837 Summer Street in South Boston. Date of the incident, August 24th, 2025. Licensee open after hours, approximately 6 to 10 people inside after 2:30 a.m. in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
Scott Pumfret, manager and co-owner.
Thank you. Who's present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Officer Noah Presley.
And Sergeant Troll.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify? Can you all please raise your right hand? Mr. Pumfret, if you could raise your right hand as well.
Oh, sure, of course.
Thank you. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Thank you. Who will be reading the report into the record?
Officer Noah Presley.
Great. You may please proceed.
About 2:30 a.m. on Sunday, 8/24/25, Officer Presley and the Fox 431 responded to a radio call for disturbance at Murphy's Law, located at 837 Summer Street, South Boston. Responding units included the Fox 441, Fox 201, Fox 411, Fox 421, and the Fox 4906 Sergeant Troll. Upon arrival, officers spoke to the owner of the bar, Scott Pumfret. Pumfret stated that a group of 4 males were causing a disturbance inside of the bar and had been involved in a verbal confrontation with other customers. The 4 males were acting aggressively and were asked to leave. The suspects fled the bar before police arrived. Officers located the suspects further down Summer Street towards the seaport. The suspects attempted to flee from officers. However, officers were able to surround them and stop them from fleeing. They were identified as Adam McLaughlin, Matthew McLaughlin, Sean Murray, and Thomas Gompertz. The suspects were verbally combative with officers during the encounter. They refused to tell officers what had transpired at the bar or make any statements. Sergeant Troll of the Fox 906 arrived on scene and conducted a license premise check. License premise check 021531, body worn camera activated.
Thank you very much. Mr. Pumfret, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Yeah, so we had just finished last call, and I noticed there was some movement, and there was like some words being said between 2 different parties. These 4, 2 of them were trying to be helpful, so as I tried to de-escalate it and separate it, I got them to the front door. But then when I got them to the front door, one of them was trying to push their way back inside to the bar. and we were pretty much at capacity at the time. So there were people behind me and others trying to go outside, and I didn't want everybody outside fighting in the street. Eventually, we got the door shut, but they were trying to force their way for a while. Then I called 911 because I didn't want to let anyone out into the street and have it escalate further.
Okay. With that, we'll see if there are any questions from the board. Chairwoman Joyce.
Thank you. Could you please tell me, you said you were at full capacity. What is your capacity and how many staff did you have on that night?
65, and there was another bartender and 3 door people.
So 2 bartenders and 3 door people and yourself?
Yes. No, I was included in that number.
Okay. And tell me about your closing procedures. What time is last call? What time do you start getting people to work towards the door?
Well, I usually start last call around 1:35, 1:40, and then try to edge people out in groups so they don't end up hanging out together all outside. And usually everyone's out on time. I just didn't feel it was safe to have the people outside until the cops came and everything. And then the people, of course, were getting the lifts and their rides. There was no alcohol being served. Once that altercation started, I didn't wait on anyone or have anyone else wait on anyone at all.
Okay.
It was just more of a safety measure.
So it says the
Make
call
sure.
came in at 2:30, so it took a while.
I don't think it was 2:30.
Okay.
I mean, I got a notification
They
on my
reported-
email saying it was 1:29 or something, but
Okay.
it's not in Eastern Standard Time, so
Okay.
I have to look at that.
All right. They responded at 2:30. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon?
Yeah, I guess I'm not entirely clear. When were the people observed in the bar and what were the circumstances? I think this might be a question for Sergeant Trull.
Yeah, how you doing? So like the report indicates, officers responded at 2:30, but I didn't kind of make my way there till a little after. So I got there about 2:45, and that's when I made my way inside to, I think at that point we couldn't determine if a fight happened because I think the people that were located outside were uncooperative. So I just went inside to speak to the manager. And I think at that point it was probably closer to 3 o'clock or 2:50 is when I spoke to the manager and kind of saw that rough head count of 6 to 10 people still inside. And that's when I wrote the violation.
Okay, so who were the 6 to 10 people that were still there when the sergeant was there?
Well, the 5 of them were employees, and I'm not sure who the other 2 might have been, except for we were just trying to get everybody to leave, and we were just delayed from that with everything that had happened that night. Trying to de-escalate and keep everyone separate because there are people on the inside that wanted to go out into the street, and I just would not let them outside. And they were trying to pull the door open, and that's why I called 911 to keep it safe and de-escalate the situation.
And so this whole situation from around when the police were called to the time that Sergeant got back, it consumed that whole kind of 15, 20 minutes, that it was still kind of such a scene that you weren't letting people out into the street still?
I'm not sure of the time frame and that. It didn't seem like it was that short period of time. And plus, then you have all the people out there trying to get their ride shares and all that, and it took them time, and they don't listen. And I would have been, if I wasn't interrupted with this situation, they would have definitely been out on time.
Okay, thank you.
Except for my employees. I mean, my employees have to help stock up and clean up and that sort of thing.
Nothing from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any further questions from the board? Board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling item number 5, Peabody E-Market Inc. doing business as E-Market located at 4 Park Plaza. Date of the incident, August 29th, 2025. Sale of alcohol to persons under 21 in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Sections 3434A, 41, 6464A, and Board's Rule 1.08F. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
Good morning, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board, John Aida on behalf of the licensee. Joining me this morning are the owners, Emad Henaway and Enas Nashed. Mr. Henaway is also the manager of record. I think they are on.
There.
Enas, can you turn your video on? Oh, thank you.
We do see them. Thank you.
Yes.
Who's present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
I am Detective Hernandez.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify this morning?
Sergeant Detective William Gallagher, if need be.
Thank you very much. Can you all please raise your right hand?
Enas, Emad, can you please raise your hands?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Thank you. Detective Hernandez, could you please read the report into the record for the board?
Good morning. I'm going to be reading a report which I wrote on Friday, August 29th, 2025. Sergeant Detective William Gallagher and Detective Eddie Hernandez assigned to the BPD License Premise Unit went to E-Market store. Detectives were there to monitor the sale of alcohol to underage patrons. While parked in front of the store, detectives observed two females walk out of the establishment with a six-pack of Beat box wine coolers and a bottle of wine. Detectives noticed these females looked young and asked them to produce identification to confirm their ages. Yeah, the first patron provided a Connecticut driver's license in the name of Olivia Buccello with the date of birth of 4/20/2002. Detectives explained to Ms. Buccello that her license had scanned fraudulent and she would need to provide her real license to confirm her identity. Ms. Buccello did provide detectives with her real valid Mass driver's license with a correct date of birth. The second patron provided a Vermont driver's license in the name of Isabella Shoemaker with the date of birth of 7/29/2003. Detectives explained to Ms. Schumacher that her license also scanned as fraudulent and she would need to provide her true license to confirm her identity. Ms. Schumacher did provide detectives with her valid Virginia driver's license displaying her correct date of birth. The two fraudulent driver's licenses were confiscated by detectives. Detectives then brought all this to the attention of the person in charge, Mr. Henry Ekron. Sorry if I butchered that name. It should be noted that the store clerk stated that he did not ask either patron for any identification for this purchase because they had been there multiple times before to purchase alcohol. The clerk further stated that on these prior purchases, the patrons had presented licenses to purchase alcohol. As a result of what detectives observed, Sergeant Detective Gallagher issued license premise inspection notice 027361 for sale of alcohol to persons under the age of 21. Mr. Ekron signed for and accepted the notice. Ms. Buccello and Ms. Schumacher will be summoned to court for possession of forged RMB documents and possession of alcohol. Persons under 21 possession of alcohol. That's all.
Thank you very much, Attorney Aida. Would you like to address the alleged incident?
Yes, thank you, Attorney Green. Just briefly, Detective Hernandez, did the staff cooperate with you that evening?
Yes, sir, fully.
And do you recall when Sergeant Detective Gallagher was writing up a citation that you also returned back to the store and you had an interaction with the clerk? Do you recall any of that?
I think we went back in after we spoke to the young ladies. We went back inside. Yes, sir.
And if you recall, you produced the fake IDs to the clerk to show them what you had confiscated. Do you have any memory of that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And at this time, if you remember, the clerk actually scanned it with his scanner, and I think you scanned it with your scanner just to show, and there was a discrepancy, right? If you remember.
Yes, sir. Definitely was a discrepancy. I don't even think that he could figure out how to scan the licenses. It just wasn't working. The whole system he had was not, I don't even know what it was doing.
Okay. During that interaction, do you recall if that clerk produced a fraudulent ID that he had confiscated earlier and turned that over to you?
We have gotten many IDs from there, so I don't know if it was that night, but I do remember him, some staff there providing us the licenses before, yes.
Okay. That's all I have, Detective Hernandez. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, we're not questioning the facts here. As you heard, the clerk didn't ask for IDs for these individuals. It was his position that he had seen them before and had, they had provided IDs that were sufficient for his scanner. Obviously, this is an issue with the store's POS system and scanner not being able to keep up with these fraudulent IDs. This staff member had been there for a few months. He did receive training, was tip certified. Enos Nashed, who joins us, did witness that this clerk on prior occasions has confiscated fraudulent IDs and has been vigilant. And I think this is a situation where, after which, the staff was reminded that every person should be carded at every purchase. And that's for both a visual inspection as well as the store's use of their own scanner. Enos is here. She can tell you that on recent occasions, they have confiscated IDs in the past. In the last few weeks, I think they have 4 or 5 of these fraudulent IDs. They have also reached out to police on certain occasions if there is a need to resolve a dispute over the validity of an ID. For instance, if they've confiscated an ID and that individual is adamant that it's legitimate and wants it back, there are occasions that they've had to call police to confirm that. Enos, can you please just remind us again? You're one of the owners, and you've seen Mr. Erkan confiscate IDs in the past, and you've had conversations with him about the importance of staying on top of this.
Yes, yes. I have too many fake ID. We catch it every night. But it's too hard to find the system. I went to many stores. They all read the same fake ID. I don't have a solution for this problem. If they can provide for us any program, anything I can buy, whatever, how much, but I can't find anyone can't read the fake ID. Most of the system and most of the stores, they read the fake ID all around the state.
And Enos, you've
And I
stayed up with
catch
your.
too many. We took a training.
Yep, I was going to say you've stayed up with your training, and the staff has stayed on top with their training.
Yes, that's why we have too many fake ID.
So I
Catch
guess
too many. But
right, and I
this
know
one
you've
happen every day.
I know you've reached out to me and you've presented to me. I guess what Enos and Ema would like to go on the record is just again reaching out, saying they want to continue cooperating with the board and the police on this. I don't know if either Detective Hernandez or Sergeant Detective Gallagher have certain systems or scanners that they would find useful, but certainly if they could get in contact with you if you have any additional information. The last thing they want to do is keep appearing in front of the board on this on these incidences, and they do take this seriously. I don't have anything further. If the board has any questions or comments, be happy to answer.
Thank you. We'll see if there are any questions at this time. Chairwoman Joyce.
I guess I just have comments. It just sounds like whatever system you have invested in isn't able to keep up with the technology of these IDs. I don't know if you have a subscription. I don't know a lot about how these work. You can reach out to the licensed premise unit, but your attorney might be more helpful than we could. I'm not familiar with the scanners, but whatever you paid for and whatever you're continuing to pay for, whether it's a subscription, it's clearly not up to date enough. And as a business owner, you should really look into that or ask other people what they use for scanners. So we don't want to see you back here either. I understand it's working sometimes, but that's not enough. So I think that should be a priority. So this happened, I think, in August. Is that right?
End of August, yes. Chair.
Have you confiscated some IDs since then?
They have. Enos, do you know how many
I have
IDs
too
since,
many. I can,
since August?
yes.
So it's working
Up to
sometimes,
4
but
or
not.
5. I can bring it to the license so they can see it.
No, that's fine. I'm just, as a business person, I'm trying to be helpful to you as a business person. It doesn't seem like it's sensitive enough. I don't know what kind of scanner you have or what your contract says, but it might be a question of paying for updates, but you should work with your attorney on that and work with the licensed premise unit. But we want to help you do your job, but it's clearly not working the way you have it set up right now. I don't have any questions. Commissioners, do you?
Yeah, I mean, maybe more in the way of, I mean, we had just had a hearing on this same issue just before this happened, found a violation. To hear that it wasn't scanned, I don't know what to say about that. I mean, you know, you're talking about scanners a lot, but it wasn't even scanned. So I don't know why we're talking so much about that. Scanners are not fail-safe. You know, they don't discharge your duty completely. Just because you would have scanned wouldn't mean that you would be 100% safe. They're out-of-state licenses. You know, if you are scanning, if you scanned it previously, it doesn't mean it'll scan good again, especially if you are keeping up with updates. So 20-year-old looking people need to be scanned every single time. There are books that you can reference and make sure these licenses are, you know, they adhere to the security measures that are on each individual state's licenses if you choose to take the risk of taking out-of-state licenses. It's just, you know, and the statement that it's too hard is not reassuring. It's disturbing. So I don't know what to say about this whole situation. And those are my comments.
Yeah, just to echo the previous commissioners, you could ask for a backup. You could ask information about their identity, the name, the address, the date of birth. Those are usually, you know, if you're asking questions that are on the fraudulent ID, sometimes they haven't memorized them and they can kind of trip them up. So I think there are things that you can do that don't involve scanning. But certainly using a scanner is helpful, but there are also other things that you should be doing outside of scanning to ensure that they are the people that they say they are and they are the age that they should be.
Thank you. Are there any further questions from the board on this matter?
One question. I know you said that the person who did the scanning had only been there for a few months, but he has or she had been tip certified. Has he been retrained? Does he still work there?
Enos, he's
Yes,
still
he took
employed
it.
there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you took training with
Yeah.
him again? Do you know when that was?
Catch too many after that incident.
I didn't follow that, Enos. Do you know when when he received training most recently?
Yeah, after this incident happened. And from also,
You're kind of breaking up.
but
I heard
I
that
show him too many fake ID and he see now, he knows the difference. Yeah.
you've seen an improvement in him finding the fake IDs since this incident?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and just to kind of I'm sorry, Attorney, go ahead.
No, go ahead. That's fine.
But just to put a finer point on what the other commissioner said, I know in the testimony, you said that the clerk had seen these people before. You might want to think internally about a different practice, perhaps IDing everybody who comes in, not just the people who don't come in very often. And, you know, looking at the fact that you've recently been before us, I am going to, well, we'll talk about it on Thursday, but I think you should put something together for us to review what your internal training policy is or what your management policy is as far as IDs so that we can review it and we can have it on file, but that should be something you go over regularly with your staff. It's one thing to have training, but I think it should be put in writing so people can refer to it. If that makes sense.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That's a very good suggestion. We will definitely do that.
Thank you. And I do see Sergeant Gallagher is trying to say something. Go ahead.
We'll come by probably tomorrow night. We'll drop off some literature and some scanners, and we'll collect those IDs, and we'll talk to the clerk a little bit and see if we can get them to move a little bit forward with doing a better job here too.
Thank you.
Thank you. We
Thank you
appreciate
for
that.
Any further
Okay,
questions?
if you can let me know, please, what time you will be there. I'm gonna meet you there and we see together
We work
the
9 o'clock.
most work scanner.
9 o'clock good for you?
Sorry, can you repeat it again?
We
No.
work
9
nights.
o'clock
9
p.m.
o'clock good. I can be there at 9 o'clock tomorrow night.
9 o'clock tomorrow night,
Okay,
Enos.
that's
Is that
fine.
Great.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you
Thank
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Any further questions from the board?
Thank you.
Board will take this under advisement as
Thank
well.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 6, Real House Oyster Bar Seaport LLC, doing business as Real House Oyster Bar, located at 10 Waterside Ave. Date of the incident, July 5th, 2025. Blocked fire exit in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Boards Rule 1.06a. Overcrowding, 78 police count, capacity 58, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Boards Rule 1.03j, 1.06a and f. And a copy of the inspectional services certificate posted. Who's present on behalf of the licensee? Tommy
Good
first.
morning, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board, Elizabeth Pisano from Upton, Connell, and Devlin on behalf of Real House Oyster Bar Seaport. With me is the owner, Charlie Lerner, and manager of record, Tommy Ferguson.
Thank you very much. Who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Sergeant Detective William Gallagher.
Detective Eddie Hernandez needed.
Perfect. Any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify? Can you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Thank you. Sergeant Detective Gallagher, if you could please read the report into the record for the board.
Yes, good morning. On 7/5/25 at about 10:55 p.m., Sergeant Detective William Gallagher, Detective Eddie Hernandez, assigned to the licensed premise unit, conducted a licensed premise inspection of Real House Oyster at 10 Waterside Drive. While walking into the premise, detectives observed a line of people waiting to enter. Detectives inquired with staff as to the count. Staff member reported 70. The inside premise is set at 58. Detectives conducted a mechanical count, which resulted in 78. In addition, detectives discovered the rear fire exit to be blocked by an air conditioner. Detectives also made note of a photocopy of the ISD certificate posted, not the original as required. As a result, detectives observed Sergeant Gallagher issued license premise inspection notice number 022029 to Real House Oyster for blocked fire exit, overcrowding, 78 police count, 58 capacity, posted copy of ISD certificate. Mr. Marco Carrell signed for and accepted the notice. So essentially the facts.
Thank you very much. Attorney Pisano, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Yes, thank you very much. We want to begin by acknowledging the violations and taking responsibility. The business understands the seriousness of both exceeding the capacity number and having an exit door blocked. Charlie and Tommy did not take these issues lightly, and immediate action was taken. Just by way of background, when the business first applied for its occupancy permit, they requested a lower capacity just out of caution. The space itself can safely accommodate more, so they have actually been working and have an application in with ISD to increase that capacity number for the inside to 78 plus 4 additional employees. It's just been pending with ISD for a couple months now, and unfortunately, the process has just been a lot slower than anticipated. That said, they fully understand that the posted capacity controls until ISD signs off. There was a bit of confusion with management because of the pending application, but since this incident, they've had employee meetings to go over the safety protocols and put in stricter door controls just to make sure that everybody and all the staff is on the same page that the current capacity is what controls. The AC unit was a temporary unit and that was moved. And the original ISD certificate was in a safe box and it was a photocopy on the wall, but that also was immediately fixed and the original certificate is now hanging on the wall. We appreciate the board's attention, and we want to assure you that the business is committed to full compliance to avoid any future issues, and we're happy to answer any questions or go over anything further.
Thank you very much. We'll see if there are any questions. Chairwoman Joyce, any questions?
Thank you. I have no questions.
Thank you. I have no questions as well.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you very much. The board will take this matter under advisement as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Calling item number 7, Galmike Corp. doing business as Harp and Bard, located at 1099 Dorchester Ave in Dorchester. Date of the incident, July 14th, 2025. Locked fire exit, table and chair set up in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Board's Rule 1.06a, and patio not on license in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64. Who's present on behalf of the licensee? Yeah, there we
Hi,
go.
my name is Mara Galvin. I'm going to be speaking on behalf of my father, Michael Galvin.
Great. Thank you for being with us. Who's present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
I am Detective Eddie Hernandez.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals with firsthand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify?
Sergeant Detective William Gallagher, if need be.
Thank you. Can you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Thank you. Detective Hernandez, if you could please read the report to the record for the board.
Yes, good morning again. I'm reading a report that I wrote on Monday, July 14th, 2025. Sergeant Detective William Gallagher and Detective Eddie Hernandez assigned to the BPD License Premise Unit conducted a license inspection of the Harp and Bard. Upon a common victualler license, entertainment license, inspectional services department certificate, and PFD place of assembly permit did not provide for the establishment's current rear patio. As detectives walked through the restaurant to make sure that the fire exits were unobstructed, they observed a fire exit blocked by a table and multiple chairs. Detectives brought this to the attention of the person in charge, Mr. Anthony Triello. As a result of what detectives discovered, Sergeant Detective Gallagher issued license and premise inspection notice 022037 for a blocked fire exit and patio not listed on the current licenses, and the place and Mr. Trianello signed for and accepted the notice. It should be noted that on March 15, 2020, the establishment was also issued a license premise inspection violation 024359 for not having the rear patio on its licenses. That's all.
Thank you very much, Ms. Galvin. Would you like to address the alleged incident?
Yes, first off, I would like to apologize to the Madam Chair and the members of the board, as I do recognize we did miss the initial meeting that was scheduled for, I believe it was September 16th. Unfortunately, I genuinely believe that it was on September 19th. I actually joined an empty Zoom meeting on that date for 45 minutes, and which I'm sure that you guys did hear. Once I realized about 10:05, 10:10, I did actually call into the office. So my apologies for that mishap. So the table and chair that were somewhat blocking the emergency exit, we have hanging pendants that are centered above each table. And you could clearly tell that the table and chair were shifted. The rest of the tables and chairs were, centered under these pendant lights. And somehow it was shifted over and partially blocking the exit. I did go over with all staff that upon opening that they are to do a full walkthrough. They've been retrained on that to ensure that no emergency exits are blocked, and also that that during business hours they're supposed to continue to do a walkthrough to ensure that if a customer does, move a table and chair, that it needs to be shifted back into its original position and not to ever block an emergency exit. As far as the violation with the patio, I was under the belief that a previous manager that during the 2020 COVID times, who is actually no longer employed with us, had taken care of this. It wasn't until this violation that it was brought to my attention that it wasn't. So I will be reaching out to you guys to have that properly permitted.
Okay, with that, we'll see if there are any questions. Chairman Joyce.
No questions, but yeah, please reach out about the patio.
Absolutely.
Are you working with an attorney?
No, I am not. Do I need to have it permitted?
No, I just was wondering if you had been working with an attorney before.
Okay.
Okay. Commissioners, do you have a question?
And the patio is not open at the moment.
Correct.
Okay, no questions. Thank you.
Nothing additional from me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The board will take this under advisement and we will be in touch about the patio. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
we'll now take a second call on item number 1. I do believe we have been joined by representatives from Sidebar. So calling back into the record, item number 1, K&G Entertainment LLC, doing business as Sidebar, located at 14 to 16 Bromfield Street. Date of the incident, May 9th, 2025, assault and battery, employee on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A. Who is present on behalf of the licensee?
Hi, my name is Leigh Eunice. I'm the manager, and Lonnie Fawn is on here too. She's the owner.
Great. Thank you very much. I do see you both. Thank you for being with us. Who is present on behalf of the Boston Police Department?
Officer 2.
And Sergeant Detective Lucas Taxter.
Thank you very much. Who is present? Are there any other individuals with first-hand knowledge of the alleged incident who wish to testify? Can you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes.
Thank you. Who will be reading the report into the record?
Officer 2.
Great. You may please proceed.
About 11:38 p.m. on Friday, May 9th, 2025, Officer 2 and Officer Daniel respond to an assault report at 14 Bromfield Street in Boston, which is Sidebar. Prior to officers' arrival, Channel 2 operation was notified that a female patron was pushed inside a bar by a staff member and was waiting at Franklin Street and Washington Street for officers' arrival. Upon arrival, officers spoke with the victim, Michelle Jones, and Miss Jones stated that she was pushed by an unknown male staff member with a ponytail while attempting to use the restroom with another friend. Miss Jones was told to get out of the bar along with her friend by the unknown staff member, later identified as Philip Simmons. Officers spoke with Mr. Simmons, and Mr. Simmons stated that he works as security for Sidebar and noticed that the victim walked into the bar to try to use the restroom without purchasing any items inside the bar, and that the victim was not a patron. Mr. Simmons stated that the victim was attempting to do drugs inside the restroom and told the victim to immediately leave the premise by guiding with both his hands in the air to guide the victim and the friend off the premise. Mr. Simmons stated that he did not push the victim at all, and officer did smell alcohol emanating from the victim earlier. Patrol Supervisor Conroy was notified of a Code 35 for license premise hearing, and body-worn camera activated.
Thank you very much. Ms. Yunez, Ms. Fan, would you like to address the alleged incident?
Yeah, so that is what happened. She tried to come in and use the bathroom. I was on the other side of the bar, so I saw him guiding her out. She got in kind of like, she was kind of upset that she couldn't use our bathroom, but since then she's tried to come to our bar multiple times to just hang out. So I feel like if she really felt that way, she wouldn't return to the bar. But since then, we actually have like a professional security team that we hired, that they have like their own company and they're trained in all of that stuff. So they're there almost every night. And we tried to handle it that way and kind of take our like just regular non-trained security off and get like a professional team.
Thank you. Anything further before we move to questions from the board? We'll see if there are any. Chairwoman Joyce.
I have no questions. Commissioners?
No questions. Thank you.
None from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The board will take this matter under advisement as well. Thank you for being with us. Those are all the items before the board this morning. Board is set to vote on Thursday, November 6th at 10 a.m. Notice has been posted to the city's website. That will adjourn this hearing. Thank you all and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.